Hey, how are you guys? So, um, thanks for joining me. Today I am making some yummy veggie stock out of my veggie scraps. So, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Jessica Jarrett, and I hate when things go to waste. Don't you? I mean, we spend a lot on our produce. That's basically all our children eat. And I hate throwing stuff away just because it doesn't look good or it's just like the end pieces of things. So I started collecting everything in a Ziploc bag in the freezer. I just mark it veggie scraps. And anytime I'm making dinner or a snack or something and there's something left from the vegetables that I would typically throw out, I toss it in here. I mean, straight down to like the ends of the garlic and the like peel part of the clove of garlic, onion peels, like even like the outside crispy part, I throw right in here. So my pot is already started, as you guys can see. I have some broccoli in there. I actually overfilled my bag, so I needed to have two this week. I usually do this about once, maybe twice a week. That's how much produce we go through. So everything just goes into the pot. In this bag, like I said, there's garlic, onions, sweet potato peels, onion, Swiss chard, Brussels sprouts, beets, turnips, green beans, you name it, guys. It's basically in here this week. We've had quite the array of veggies going on around here. So, oh, there's some cabbage in here. There's all sorts of stuff. So I just toss it in my pot and then I top it off with water. I'll turn you guys around so you can see me while I'm doing this. So, like I said, I just collect everything in that bag all week long as I'm making dinner or lunch or whatever. I mean, we snack on veggies around here too all the time. So it adds up pretty quickly. I just toss it in a giant stock pot, and I prefer non-stick. All of our pots are stainless steel inside, copper coated outside. I don't like the chemicals that come with non-stick, and I love the way food cooks and tastes in like a real stainless steel pot. So this was definitely a good investment for our family. So while I'm waiting for this to fill up, what do you guys do with your extra veggies? Do you just toss them, or do you have a way that you repurpose them? A friend of mine said today that she feeds them to her guinea pig, which I think is awesome, but our animal is a very picky dog, and he would not eat veggie scraps. So this is what I do with it. And then when I have this vegetable stock just hanging out in our fridge, I can use it for a base to sauce or even a gravy, liquid in a crock pot recipe. Even the kids will just drink it by the glass sometimes with their lunch, which I think is awesome because they get a lot of nutrients out of it instead of just water. They typically are just milk or water kids. So it's pretty sweet that they'll just drink like a little glass of stock. If you guys are hanging out with me, it'd be great if you checked in the comments. And if you think that this is something you would like to remember, go ahead and share it so it sticks on your wall. I hate it when I see these awesome tips that are so simple, and then I forget where I saw it, and I can't go back and look at it. So, my pot is all full of water, and it's kind of to the brim with frozen veggies. I'll let you guys see again. So, see, it's just pretty much to the brim. So I'll turn it on. I like it on high to get to a boil, and then I just turn it off and cover it and let it sit for a couple hours. I typically do this first thing in the morning, but I wanted to do a live video for you guys, and I mean, this is dolled up for me, so imagine what I would look like first thing in the morning. But I usually do this as I'm like putting breakfast together for the kids, and then I just shut it off, let it sit on the, or shut it off and cover it, and then I let it sit on the stove for a couple hours, and usually like this time of day, I will finish it off. So how I finish it is sometimes I'll salt it. I have to taste it. It depends on what's in there. Some veggies are really sweet, so I find if there's a lot of cabbage in there that it ends up being a little too sweet. So I like to salt it when it's hot. One of the ways I do that is with a Himalayan salt block. I'll just like stir it in there a little bit. I used to have smaller ones that I would just dump in the pot and then let it sit for like 15 minutes and I would dig it out with a spoon. But this one's bigger, so I just kind of like swirl it for a minute or so, and or stick it in the side so I can pick it out. So when I'm finishing it, I do it in the sink so it doesn't make a mess, but I put a big mixing bowl to collect it all, and just like a regular old pasta colander on top like this, and then I just dump it right in, kind of like smush the veggie scraps around with like a big wooden spoon and make sure all the liquid falls out, and then I finally discard my veggie scraps. I know, it's a sad day. And what I'm left in the pot, oops, sorry, that was loud. What I'm left in the bowl is a beautiful veggie stock. It has a gorgeous color, and it's so rich with flavor. And the way I store it is in a mason jar. So I usually get like 3 or 4 of these bigger, they're about 2.5 cup size mason jars, and I try to fill them as far to the top as I can and put the lid on really tight, and I store them in the fridge. And like I said, I make this about once a week or every 2 weeks, so that veggie stock will last until I'm ready to make it again. But we use it for everything, so we go through them pretty fast. So that's basically it. It's super, super simple. Like I said, you just throw all the veggies in the pot, fill it with water, turn it on to boil. Once it's boiling, you shut it off, cover it, and let it sit for a few hours. Okay, buddy. That was Cooper. So, yeah, that's as easy as it is. And it's beautiful, and it's full of nutrients, and I think it's super simple, and it's a way to repurpose things that you would just be throwing out. So that's a win-win for me. I'll be sure to post a picture of the final product this evening when I'm bottling it up, so you guys can see just how delicious it looks. So thanks for tuning in. Let me know if you've watched, and give it a share. Alright, thanks guys.